One of those strategies that I use to help contractors shift from really not making a lot of money and working really long hours is to audit what they are currently doing. What projects are they currently working on? When I talk to contractors and I'm like, "What do you do?" and I obviously know what their website says, I obviously know what type of work they're in, but when I ask them, "What do you do?" they typically go, "Oh, well, I do a little bit of everything." Well, I do, and then they list 10 things that they do. And that's great that you are a very well-rounded contractor that can do a lot of things. However, some of those things that you're doing is what's holding you back from being able to profitably grow your business. So I actually used this audit with one of my clients, and he was able to just shift a little bit and go from barely making any money and barely breaking even and not really being able to afford to hire the people to help him grow his business, and he was at like 23% gross profit margins, and he was able to jump up to over 40% gross profit margins. Just imagine if you did a job and could get 17 more percent of profit in your pocket at the end of the day just by doing this simple exercise. So what this exercise is to really look at the past 6 months. You can go to the past year, but that just takes a really long time. So I actually suggest just going to the past 6 months and writing down the different types of jobs that you do. Now, if you do big projects, maybe you want to add some different criteria to them. So maybe it was a specific type of client that you worked for with certain types of jobs or different things like that. You want to somehow categorize the different types of work that you do, whether it's specific geographical areas, whether it's different GCs that you're working for, whether it's different types of jobs that you do. You want to be able to, in this category over here, put down the different types of jobs. You want to separate it somehow. And then you want to say, do I love this type of work or not? Because we don't want to scale your business and scale the things that you hate doing. We don't want to scale the things that are just driving you nuts and you wish you'd never have to do those again. So even if they're profitable, we actually want to put that into the equation. So that way we're not just going based off of the numbers, but we're going actually on what you want in your business. Then next, we want to show the quantity of jobs performed. So let's say, for example, I actually did this with one of my kitchen and bathroom remodelers. So he would put bathrooms right here, and then he'd put kitchens in the next one, and he put, did he like it or not? And he loved doing bathrooms. He really didn't enjoy kitchens. And then he put the amount of jobs. So let's say he did 7 bathrooms and 4 kitchens or whatever it is. So that would be the quantity of jobs that you performed. And then how much total revenue did you collect? So all the bathrooms, out of those 7 bathrooms that you did, how much revenue was that? That is how much the client actually paid you, not taking out any expenses or anything like that. How much did the client actually pay you? Then you want to see, and a lot of contractors don't actually have this number. So you can put this number here, or you can actually take it out, but it's really helpful if you do have this here. You can go, okay, what was the average gross profit margin for that type of job? And then it'll actually calculate the average price per job. Like, what's your average transaction value for bathrooms and what's your average transaction value for kitchens? So my kitchen and bathroom modeler actually did the same thing. And he went through and realized that, and he had other things down here, a sunroom build downs and random remodelers and adding a bedroom to somebody's house. And we had a bunch of different things that he did, but the main thing that he did was kitchens and bath. And so as we looked at this, it became blatantly obvious. You didn't need an expert to look at this, that bathrooms made him way more money. Kitchens were holding him back a little bit. He was still making some profit on them. All of the other stuff that he was doing, all the other work that he was doing, he was barely breaking even on. He didn't like that work. He really enjoyed just doing bathrooms because he had a good process. He had good subs. He could just knock it out, and he could make it so simple that he could hire easily for helping him scale his bathroom remodeling company. Now, here's the deal. The hardest thing to do once you see the data is to start shifting and saying no to the things that are not serving you and saying yes to the things that are going to help you make more money. He actually had to turn down a couple of kitchens in order to free himself up to focus more on bathrooms. It was the scariest thing that he did. And of course, I was there right along with him, coaching him through this whole thing. And I was like, you've got to not do as many kitchens. You've got to focus on bathrooms. So we worked through everything. He said no to a few kitchens. All of a sudden, he started getting all these opportunities for more bathrooms because now he's not weighed down doing all these kitchens. And within a couple of months, he doubled his annual revenue. Can you imagine doubling your annual revenue by actually saying no to specific type of work that you do. Now, it's not that you'll never do it. It's not that once you've scaled your business, if you want to start adding a kitchen team, you can go ahead and do that. It's just right now, in order to scale, we have to start cutting first. If you think about gardening or planting or pruning, you've got to cut back the bad stuff. You got to cut back the stuff that's just weighing the plant down and really just chop it back so that way it can grow and flourish. So think of this as the pruning process in your business where we need to kind of do some cutting. But it's like, well, we don't want to cut the stuff that's good and we don't want to cut the stuff that's making us money. And so this exercise alone will help you really make it clear to what do you need to do and what do you not need to do. If you're a jack of all trades and you can go anywhere from a full house remodel all the way to changing a light switch, stop changing the light switches because they will not make you money. Maybe if you have a service team later on, go for it. Knock yourself out and do those smaller jobs. But you have to see what's going to make you money and what is it that you need to focus on in order to grow and scale your business. So do this exercise and really hone in on what needs to be cut in your business and watch your business grow.